because you're getting ready to lose your butt because you're trusting some guy who doesn't have any money who's trying to sell you something, and driving a bad car. And I won't name the bad car, but anyway, I mean that's where that came from. Was just anecdotally hanging out with those folks and researching it, and it gave me peace because I was starting to make bank for the first time, and I'm like, I need to be like doing double backflip limited family partnerships or some kind of crap. I don't even know what they are, but I probably ought to be doing one if I'm making this kind of money. And then you talk to a guy and he's like, yeah, you ought to do a double backflip with a twist. And I'm like, yeah, but get right up to it. And I'm going, I don't half understand. No, I think I'd rather just bury it in the backyard than that because at least I know where it is,
It's funny, though, because even with the dirt example, there was a guy who his entire investment strategy explained in an interview. He was like, you guys are going to be bored about what we're going to do for the next 55 minutes because I can explain it in 5. And we're like, and I'm listening. I'm like, okay, here's it. He's like, okay. So what I do is I find a city and I find the main street because usually there's a main street that goes through the middle of the state. It's the oldest street, whatever. He's like, and then I take a ruler and I go out 30 miles. He's like, and then I buy all that land. He's like, and then I wait 20 years.
I love this guy.
Yeah. And what are the big...
Any questions?
Yeah. He's like, so what do you want to do with the rest of our time together? They're like, so how do you hedge? He's like, oh, buy it in cash because you can't take loans on land. And that's what I do. And we've been doing that for many, 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 many years.
I had dinner with a guy the other night that had a $2 billion net worth, and he's second gen, but his dad was doing dirt, not unlike what your friend was doing. And then he couldn't get the bank to do the deal. He was borrowing money to do the dirt. And so he bought the bank. It was a little hometown bank, and they screwed with him, and so he bought it. And he's like, okay, now they'll behave. And then he started making money on the bank and got in and got to figure out how banking. And now they own like 15 or 20,000 acres, 3 wineries around the world, and a whole bunch of banks. Bunch of community banks, and they're multi-billionaires. And so, but it started from that, and they don't really do anything else. The wineries are more of a fun project. I think they know what they're doing with those. Probably the way he was talking, he knew wine, and but he knows banks and he knows dirt, and that's where all their money is. Yeah, and they're not diversified for having as much billions. With an S, I mean, it's interesting. Those kinds of people are enthralling to me.
And it's interesting because most of the billionaires that I have looked at, they usually make their money in 1 or 2 vehicles that they know exceedingly well, where they feel like they have an unfair advantage.